you're fired. That's why you're here. That's why you're here.
Yes.
As you're entering season 7, so is there anything really different, any new takes on your season?
Season 7 is on TV right now. It's wrapping up in December, and we start season 8 in January. And what's different? New kind of fun directions. And the big thing, of course, in our lives that's different is the movie comes out next year, the Joker's movie. That'll be kind of really expanding the format too. Sure.
Is the movie going to be like a Jackass vignettes, or is it going to be like a plot line, like full feature length?
It's gonna be a mixture. It's mainly the TV show format with a little bit of a storyline woven through, but it's not, you know, a serious narrative. There's a punishment. Yeah,
There's plenty of those.
Yeah, there's more than one punishment.
The cool thing about the movies is they're like almost like mini punishments, if you will, throughout the movie. That, you know, where we get more mortifyingly embarrassed. So.
Yeah, we brought our A game for these too.
Yeah.
Like we started saving things for the movie about 2 years ago, and it's playing out well.
What was the biggest difference between shooting a movie compared to shooting TV in terms of filming?
Food was much better on the movie. Much better.
TV show shoots about a 5-hour day. A movie shoot can be 17, and we make the show in New York, and the movie we did not for the most part. So you know, it was just more difficult. Really.
Hi, DJ John, Hot 97. Does the movie kind of like represents how you guys kind of came together, like a good storyline? Is that it?
Not in a serious way.
No, but just in a fun way.
Funny enough, in keeping with the theme of Comic-Con, we touch upon kind of the origin story of Impractical Jokers in a tongue-in-cheek way, absolutely. So it starts when we're in high school.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so like there's a narrative, and it's weaved in and out of what would be us going on a road trip and doing our show.
And we didn't cast younger actors to play us in 1994. We just hope the audience goes along.
It's gonna be great.
That's what
Yeah, you know.
Cancellation of comic, will there be more involvement from that show on this? Maybe the times
Yeah. I think there's a couple of Brian Johnson things in the can that haven't aired yet already. Yeah, and Brian might pop up in the movie. So yeah, there will be.
Yep.
When is the expected release date of the movie? And also, what's your favorite 80s wrestler?
Oh, Roddy Piper for me is my favorite wrestler of all time. So
I go Macho Man.
Macho Man's a good
or,
choice.
Superfly, Jimmy Snuka.
The movie, we don't know yet. We're hoping for a spring, but and then for wrestler, it's between Piper, Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat. I'd say those three for sure.
Now the show takes place in New York City. You guys live in the city? Go outside
The movie? Yeah, it's a road trip, so we hit a bunch of different destinations. Yeah.
We go down the coast, the East Coast.
Yeah. Cliffside Park.
Cliffside Park, can you refresh me? Because we've been to so many parks. Where is that?
Oh, we've been back twice already, three times.
I was there because I actually they punished me there, and they blindfolded me, and they told me I was going to a prison to do the Scared Straight program with some of the kids. So they dressed me as a prisoner, and when I knew something was up, but when they took my mask off, I was actually at a senior home, and I had been scaring straight the senior people. And then we went back there and
they were not scared.
No, they were not scared.
I'll Pete on the computer.
Yeah. Oh well, tell her we said hello and thank you for being a good sport.
Yes.
We just saw that your exhibit opened at the Sun Island Museum. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We get made to actually go to my house call. What are your favorite props and stuff?
My favorite is they have videos of us from high school doing improv together on stage from our senior year of high school, which is terrible and amazing at the same time, you know.
Yeah, they got a pinball machine, the Practical Jokers pinball machine there. There's only 3 in existence, 2 in existence, 2. and you could go play it. They just have it there for you to play. So when I get there, I bang it around a little bit.
They have all of our costumes, which we never intended this, but like the show produces like characters, us characters, other characters, catchphrases that we hear that permeate like society, and they made action figures of us and all these things with these costumes. So it's like our alter egos, which is very in line with the Comic-Con. They have a bunch of those on display. So when I was dressed up as like the bog monster, or Joe was a genie, or
skydiving.
yeah, like so they have all of our costumes there, which is kind of like that feeling when you get when you go to like like Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Elton John wore this in that video. You know, it's like it's kind of like that kind of vibe. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, Shiraz Farooqi, Comic Debate. Keeping the spirit of Comic-Con, what are some of your favorite superheroes, like each of you? I know Q, you're the big superhero guy. But...
well, I mean, you know, Marvel, I like Punisher. I always like Punisher and Ghost Rider. Blade, like I like those Midnight Suns type guys and stuff like that. DC, I'm always been a
same.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Superman and Spider-Man.
All-time favorite would be Spider-Man. Since the movies and stuff, I liked Iron Man a lot. But I'll tell you one that I really loved as a kid, and I'm not a huge comic book guy, but one I always really loved, and he still holds a place in my heart, Iceman.
Oh.
I just thought it kind of really cool, like, I don't know, just the whole thing that he does.
Venom comes out tonight?
Tonight? Venom, yeah. Venom's out tonight. Not connected to the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, no.
Excited. Should be good.
Yes.
Do you guys have like a process when you kind of created jokes and episodes? Do you guys have like throw on headphones and you melt away in a certain genre of music? Or do you guys spell out orange punch time?
We sit in the room together at the beginning of every season with our staff of comedy producers who were just here, but they seem to have found beer, so I don't know where they are. Yeah. They could be anywhere in this arena right now.
Yeah, like anybody else, like he said, we just take a bunch of wax at it over a course of time, and then it's ongoing through the season. The season tapes over almost a full year, so it's impossible for us to prep 30 episodes. So what we do is we give ourselves a jumping off point, and then it's a rolling basis that we created. So as we're taping and shooting, we're also continually thinking of ideas. So it really never stops. Yeah. So if you don't get something that first try, you know, and our minds are always going too. Like walking through somewhere today, I might think of something, and then I'll just jot it down, and we'll get to it.
I want to make sure we get people who haven't asked questions yet. So if you haven't asked a question, yes.
I'm as a comic crusaders. A question for you: how are you guys handling when people actually start to recognize you during the prank? I noticed that in one of the last episodes I saw with Joe, the supermarket.
Starts
and people
kissing
are like,
people.
hey, I know this guy, and he started kissing him, which is hilarious. I love that. I'll report the next day. But how are you going to handle that going forward?
Well, the good thing about New York City is there's so many people, 10 million people, that it probably would be much harder to produce the show anywhere but here. So it's actually not that hard. And the show has to be real, it stays real. And we have little tricks to test whether people recognize us or not. And if they do recognize us, we pull them out of the scene before they infect the whole group with the knowledge that they're on a TV show.
If they tell us they know us, we have a little fun with them.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon, if it's fun enough like that one, we'll throw it in and just be transparent. That people recognize us sometimes.
We kept kissing the guy.
Yeah. What usually happens is
to do this. No, I record tomorrow.
what usually happens is we just don't use that.
Yeah.
I'm a super trading partner, so how does it feel to get your own Topps trading?
How cool is that? Right? That was awesome.
Did they come up to you as well? Topps?
Yeah, they approached us. Yeah, it was awesome. It was unbelievable. Actually, I've seen somebody's made a Magic the Gathering cards of us that they play in the game, and they're pretty cool. Like, I don't play that, so I don't know the mechanics of it, but I saw the cards. They were, they're fun little superpowers and stuff like that. Whatever, it was fun.
Yes.
Are there any bits or scenarios or pranks now, seven seasons in, or episodes that you're just tired of doing? That fans love, you're like, and I can't scream Larry anymore, like a story,
Yeah, we don't do them. We wouldn't do them.
Yeah, that's one of them. Please stop yelling Larry at us.
We retire challenges or themes of challenges every now and then. Like in first few seasons, we did a lot of the holding the cards up and writing them down. We could really do it.
We felt it ran its course. Then we'll think of a new one. This one now, I hope we don't stop it, but like some we're tired of, some we're not. Like we do this thing. It's where Cran Just Make Basketball came from. We're at a desk in a reception. We're playing receptionist, and we have to call out people who are waiting by the names we wrote. We can't laugh. It's just that silly old prank call, like call the bar, Simpsons type thing. We're doing that now. I'm not tired of it. I hope no one else is.
Yeah, whoever didn't ask a question, yes. Yes. You know, my favorite challenge was the hide and seek challenge. It was the first ever secret challenge where only Joe and I knew it was a challenge, and we said, "Q, Sal, ready? You have to hide in this warehouse and not get caught by the cleaning person coming in." And we had to film it selfie style on our own cell phones, and it was so different and funny because we could hear each other in our ears. We're all wearing earpieces, so we're whispering to each other in these hiding spots. It was different and fun.
It is hard nowadays to answer a question like that. I almost can't answer because I don't want to just say anything for anything's sake. You know what I mean? Because it's now 7 seasons, 200 plus episodes, probably 600-800 bits. So it's like, you know, you have your babies and stuff like that. But I will say, like, that's a really good example because that was one we did recently that completely threw us off guard. Like a lot of people, when they describe the show, they say, "Oh, it's these 4 friends." They tell each other what to do in an earpiece. But in fact, like, I think that's less than a third of the show. And the other, like, more than 2/3 are these original games we make up. It's just the easiest way to explain it is the earpiece. So I will say, like, all these newer games that we're doing that are just like, we're literally making up games, those are probably some of the most fun ones for us.
And favorite punishment, for me, I love Joe built into the massage chair, and he's got to massage people in the mall, and it's just so stupidly funny. Yes. We will be back on tour in the UK and Ireland, fall 2019. Yes.
And secondly, in terms of now that the show is on in a multitude of countries, do you ever have to consider that when you're deciding kind of how to do it so that playing?
No.
Because we're always just trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And that's, you know.
We didn't think it would translate. The show started here first. Everything everywhere else is just gravy. Like, and apparently we were never approaching it that way, and what we were doing somehow took. So the comedy translated already. So I think it's kind of like, you know, we didn't ever felt the necessity to do that. But it is wild, right? Because I didn't think that the comedy would necessarily translate to all the places it did.
It was shocking how enthusiastic people were in the UK for us. When we went the first time, we were like, we weren't prepared for it. We were like, whoa. So it's great that it does. Great.
Any musical acts that want to participate in the pranks that you like? Yeah, I like you, but I don't think you're ready for this.
Nah, we'll take anybody.
Musical acts that we have on the show as guests,
or that always came to you, or even like
we've met a lot of public musicians and bands and stuff. Actually, we've had a bunch on. Imagine Dragons were on the show with us. That was one of my most memorable. And we were always trying to get friends. And as far as hip hop, there's a bunch of hip hop people that I would love to have on that have come out as fans of us. But we've been trying to get on Method Man or any Wu for that matter, because the Staten Island connection. Yeah.
3 more questions.
Whoa, boy.
Yes.
3 more questions each. I tried.
What would your punishment be for Star Wars after the events of Infinity War?
You didn't see Infinity Wars yet, right?
I didn't hear what you said, so if you said a spoiler, I didn't hear it. I tried to watch it on a plane. I thought it was a shame to do, so I stopped it.
I mean, do you think Star-Lord realizes the gravity, this isn't spoiling, the gravity of what that decision was, or no? Okay. I didn't have it, until everybody started talking about it afterwards, I kind of was like, I'd probably do the same thing, so no punishment for Star-Lord. You're good, Sal. You're good.
So Thanos.
2 more? We got 2 more? One more person? Nobody? You're all out? All right.
Do you guys ever get sick of each other?
Yes.
And you like take it out on
No, you know what it is? We've been friends literally for almost 30 years.
Right.
So, and we're too old at this point to make new friends. So, no, we're like any best friends. You know, we fight, we love each other. We go out to dinner afterward. We see movies. We,
Yeah, you would be shocked at how not sick of each other we are.
How often do you guys see each other?
I mean, every day.
Every single
Pretty
day.
much every day.
You guys live right next door to each other?
Yeah, we work.
No,
we're
not
together
necessarily.
constantly.
But we had to work together every day, travel together every
On
day.
multiple different projects, so
Yeah.
we're always together.
So
But it's really good.
I would say it is a lot. I can't imagine like a solo stand-up going on the road on his or her own.
Yeah.
But doing it with 3 of your best friends around you helps so much. It makes it a lot of fun. Yeah.
Both, I would think.
Yeah.
It's us all the time. If we're together, it's happening. It doesn't matter if the cameras are on or off. If the 4 of us are together, it's like the show.
Yeah.
But I also like long for quiet. So it's almost like we can't help fooling around. But we take our off days and our days apart seriously as far as trying to relax. I'm sure.
Last question. Yeah. Oh.
Would it be awesome punishment being to have somebody who has like the most awful macho man ever passing out soldiers into the square?
Well, that's not a punishment. That's fun.
Well, I'm
Come on, you got to eat Slim Jims.
You have to humiliate him by saying snap to a Slim Jim. And then
Well,
buy
I mean,
him
that's not a good punishment. That's awesome.
I wouldn't mind dressing up as Macho Man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting free Slim Jims. But I get it. It's all right. We have about 100 of those before we pick one. So this is how the ideas start.
Great. Thanks, guys. Thank you for the time.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Impractical Jokers. We'll put that video on social media, put it on YouTube. Get ready for it.
Crazy experience after seeing them for so long on TV. Wasn't it? It's
We're
crazy,
inspired by them, right? We were doing a lot of our own jokes on the podcast. It's based on like the Impractical Jokers. It was
Yep.
nice.
How was it, guys? Meeting
A
them.
lot of fun. Awesome talking to you guys.
Look at Mr. Silent over there.